Hi, I'm Dr. Joshua Smith, and I am here with Pastor George Thompson, who is also a financial advisor. And you see the combination of the two roles he has, which has a lot to do with our talk today. Pastor George and I are going to be talking about finances, both from a spiritual perspective and a practical perspective, and it goes right in line with something we've been trying to do here at Zoe Center, where we have a year focused on growth. Really, our theme is grown. Embracing healthy Christian adulthood, and there's several aspects of growth that are involved in that. One of them is financial, and I'm really excited to have this conversation because Pastor George is going to be helping us in spiritual ways and practical ways, and he's written this wonderful book called The 21-Day Fast, which we're going to talk about briefly, but also in general, things that Christians can do, really people can do, to improve their financial standing, which the more we talk, the more I see that finances have to do with spiritual things, emotional things, relational things, and what have you. So great for you to be here. Great to talk to you.
Gotcha. I am so glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me, Dr. Joshua. I'm looking forward to everybody going to the next level. That's the goal.
And speaking of levels,
Right.
Your book says a lot about, regardless of what level you're at,
Yes.
there's a place for you to practically kind of move forward to that next step. Could you just speak briefly about that before we get in some of the bigger issues here?
Yes. So first of all, in the Bible, it says in the 24th Psalm 1, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness therein. That means everything belongs to God. We're just managers of it, and we're stewards of it. And we're at different levels when we do certain things. So we manage things. So there's basically 5 levels. So if you could just hold up 5 fingers, everybody, like you give me a high five. First level is struggling and sinking. That means the inability to pay your current bills. The next level is steady. That means you have just enough, but if something snaps, crackles, or pops, you fall down to struggling. Then there's solid. That means you've been working somewhere for a while, put in your 401k, 1 week vacation. Also, you can give on all different levels, but also you're typically giving, things like that. Then there is surplus. Quite simply, that's extra money. And then there's service. That's the highest level, where you're not concerned with finance at all. You just do what God puts you on this earth to do. So one of the ways I wrote the 21-day fast start is we're doing a financial fast, and I'm showing you the tools to get from one level to the next level.
Whoa. Right. Financial fast. Okay.
That's right.
Right now our church is involved in a food fast.
That's correct.
So how does the financial fast actually work?
Gotcha. So, you've heard the Daniel fast, right?
Sure.
No meat, no sweet, no alcoholic treats, as they say.
Okay.
So then what we do is a financial fast. So quite simply is we stop wasting money.
Okay.
You see what happens is God blesses you with resources, right? The Bible says, right, Philippians 4:19, my God, I have to always pat my chest when I say that,
Okay.
shall supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. That means God already has it. I mean, it's according to his riches and glory. It means he already has it. And we already found out in Psalms 24:1, the earth is the Lord's, right? So then what we have to be is stewards. That means we have to be steward over what he's blessed us with. So if you look at it right now, God blesses in 4 areas. I held up 5 fingers, now I'm holding up 4. He blesses for 4 things every day. Number 1 is time. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. You count them. It's like a bank, right? You don't get a refund. Time. The second is talent or skill. People have what's called a spiritual gift. So you have your talent. Then third is the temple, your body, right? Top of your head, tips of your toe. You have stewardship over your body. Eat right. Drink water. Do things. You understand? I'm about to go into fasting.
That's good.
Time. Talent. You're stewarding that, right? That means you should do something that you like to do. The job that you like to do. And then temple your body. Then what's number 4, everybody? Treasure your finances. So you want to manage your finances in a way that is conducive to kingdom building. You said that we're talking about growth.
That's right.
In order to grow, first of all, we have to grow what? Spiritually. That means understanding God's word.
That's right.
Logos, right? That's spiritually. Then also we have to make mind, right? That's your mind, what you're going to do. And then there's practical. That's where, I'm sorry, I clap in advance sometimes, so I get excited.
I'd be clapping too if I get to a place where I don't have to worry about money. I was listening to that level 5 there.
Right, but you see, this is the thing. From struggling, you typically can't go from struggling to service. You have to go from struggling to steady, to solid, to surplus, to service, but you're going to have to change things, and it's going to be a lifestyle change. You see, what happens is a lot of times is that people, let's use losing weight for them. People say, I'm going to lose weight, right? Then they go on a diet and they change something for a little while, and then what happens later on? they not only gain the weight back, they gain more because they didn't make it a lifestyle.
Okay, so let's talk about that because that's common with all kinds of New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
You kind of do the fast start and then you kind of break off.
Yep.
How do people maintain that in a financial context, especially in a context in which there's inflation going on, there's uncertainty with a little election coming on in terms of the economy? Right. Like, how does that actually work out?
But actually, you brought up inflation. You got, and everybody knows what inflation is, right?
Yeah.
That means that the price of something is going up. Like gas, if you're in California, because interesting, when you go to other states, it's much less.
That's true.
But inflation, but that actually helps you do a financial fast. So what you're doing is you're learning what is essential, and then you're doing it. Remember I told you that we talked about in the Bible, it says that my God shall supply all of my needs. Yes. So then one of the first things we got to do is this, Dr. Joshua, figure out what a need is and what a want is. And then also what a wish is.
Oh, that's good.
Just come on, hit me up in the chat. You can hit me up in the chat. There's something called a need, right? Yes. My God shall supply all my needs, not greeds. It says needs. And then there's wants, and then there's wishes. So what happens is you want to start focusing on your needs, and then what you're doing is you're learning how to actually save money during that. There's a term I call it save vesting. That means you're saving and you're investing because you want your assets or resources to multiply so they can grow.
Now, that's a very interesting concept. I don't think I've heard that before other than from you. And I know for people who are not financially savvy, the concept of investing may feel a little intimidating. Right. This sounds like an approachable concept.
Yeah, and biblical. So let's look at it this way. You know, on a farm, old MacDonald had a farm, right? So how does a farm grow, right? You have animals on there, right? Chickens, cows, pigs, and horses, right? And then how do you make the farm grow? You either grow the farm by one, buying more animals, okay? That's investing, putting more money in. Second is the animals reproduce. But how do your assets reproduce? They reproduce by income, dividends, capital gains, and interest. So you have to look at what you're doing to make that increase. So you want to have increase by having that grow. And then also back to the church and everything. Zoe, is that people give cash donations. They could also give stock. They could also give real estate if they grew those areas and develop them or just utilize that.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm listening to some of your financial vernacular. Does a person need to have kind of a high financial IQ to kind of understand the terms in your book here?
Oh, okay. Also, and then also with this book, it's actually very simple. So I've been a pastor, worked in ministry for over 20 years, been a financial advisor over 25 years, and just in teaching this and doing this. So this book is actually a step-by-step guide. So a couple of things here real quick.
Sure.
This table of contents right here lists 21 days. And also another item about that that's also very simple is this. Each day is only one page.
Wow.
So our CFO at the church was giving me a hard time one day. So in September of 2023, this book hit #1 on Amazon in the money section and #9 in finance. And he listed these 3 reasons. He said, #1, each chapter is 1 page. Second, it can fit in your pocket.
True.
And I send you, if you do the 21-day challenge, I have to send you a digital copy as well.
Wow.
And then we're doing it. And then also it has QR codes on it at the end. So then what you're doing, if you do the challenge, what you're doing is also I send you a video every day encouraging you. So the first day,
fantastic.
You see how I just said that?
Yes.
What level I struggling to say? So like, boom, I come on your phone and you're like, and I'm looking right at you and I'm talking right to you. And then I'm showing you how to do it. And it's also, I'm using the term layman's term, but it's anybody can understand it. As a matter of fact, I'd like for us to do a little bonus section today where we actually talk where I teach finance to kids.
Oh, wow, that would be fantastic.
Oh, my kids.
I know parents are trying to make sure they disciple their kids well.
Yeah, well, so first of all, you want to know why we're going to do that?
Yeah.
There's something called generational wealth. The Bible says that a good person leaves a generational wealth for their children's children. A good person. So I'm going to assume that we're all good persons right here, good people right here at the Zoe Center, right? So in order for it to pass to your children's children, 2 things have to pass. Everybody, you're holding up 2 fingers, and also you're hitting me up in the chat. Okay, so #1 is money has to pass, right? That's what people think. But this is the second part. Knowledge, but I'm going to use a different. Experience knowledge. Wisdom has to pass. So let me give you an example. And by the way, I'm not giving out stock recommendations today. I'm just using this as an example. So anyway, if you yell out Costco to my kids, you know what my kids will say? It keeps the cost low. My kids notice that whenever I go into a store, if I don't own the stock, I'm really not going to buy anything. And I'm not irritable, but I'm just like, hey, man, we have to talk about this or doing this. But when in Costco, they see how I act. And because why am I doing it? When we're buying something and I see other people, if you're walking around in a store like that, I'm using Target now, different things.
Sure.
If you ask me for something, I'll tell you where it is and I'll help you get it in the store. You want to know why? I want my what? Dividends, interest, capital gains, income. So you understand, we own the stock. So I want my kids to do that. We did something also.
I love how you're teaching new vocabulary to your kids on a simple grocery trip.
But see, that's what you always are teaching them. See, what I call that an educational opportunity. Now we're going to do a bonus section on this, but we're doing it right now. For kids, is that it's always an opportunity for you to be able to teach your kids. For example, when we gave out Holiday Hope, we had this where we gave out. We had an event with Magic Johnson where we were giving out, turkeys, ham, everything like this.
Yeah.
And Mattel was giving out American Girl, and they're giving out Hot Wheels. My daughter walks up in front of the other kids and goes like this, hey, Dad, I see they're giving out American Girl and everything like this. So, Dad, are we going to buy more Mattel stock? She's 9 years old.
Wow.
Her birthday is coming up. She's 9 years old.
Wow.
She knows that was Mattel. The other people around her go like this. That's your dad? Like the Pastor George said, they go, yeah, he's a financial, and it's a learning opportunity. All right?
Because most 9-year-olds are asking, are we about to get some McDonald's or are we about to get this toy? Right. But she's asking about stock.
Right. Hey, wait, can I have a high five in advance? Okay, here, look. Learning opportunity, kids. Remember like it was yesterday. I'm sitting in my house during the pandemic. I'm sitting there. My son runs downstairs. I have twin boys, a daughter. My son, Alexander, runs downstairs. Dad, can I have some Robux? So there's this game called, I'm sorry to cuss. There's this game, it's called Roblox. My son says to me, can I have some Robux? I said, what does that mean? And he said, I want you to buy some virtual dollars. I said, Dad, rule number 1, son, we don't use real money to buy fake things.
That's good.
He puts his head down, gets ready to go upstairs. I happen to be trading. I said, hey, wait, come back. Hey, Roblox just went public. Hey, I'm going to buy you a share. He lights up. He runs upstairs, gets his brother and sister. They come downstairs. Daddy, Alexander said you bought the company Roblox. I said, yes, I did, but I bought it for you. Can we own it? We're going to go back upstairs and tell all our friends that we own Roblox. Man, let me get 5 more before I finish my story. I said, man, when you go upstairs, you tell all your friends that your dad owns Roblox and they want some, call your daddy. The same way I said that is the same way God blesses people. God owns everything. We already said it. We have to be managers of it. I want my kids, if we're going to play Roblox, we're going to do that. And then also we're going to play that game. And there's also where I teach them to be entrepreneurs. Inside those games, my daughter opened up a pet shop. Oh, I can't mention this public.
Your daughter opened up a pet shop
inside of the
game. And how old is she?
She's 9, but she was like 7 or younger. So what happened was in these games, I have them open up businesses and sell stuff and make money in the game. And look, just for you, I'm going to admit publicly this. And you guys, please give me a break on this. She made more money than me in the couple more period. See, I built a store and I put walls out there and I spent so much money on infrastructure. I made the money back, but I was building like a Costco or a Walmart or a Target. She built a pet store and didn't put the pets inside of a place. She just put a fence around them and then just put cash registers and people just came up and took the pets and then bought them all and she didn't have to advertise or marketing and her expenses were low and her income was high.
Your daughter has a pet store in a game.
In a virtual
People buy the pets in the game, and then she gets real money from it?
She had the virtual money. I'd have to put more virtual money in.
Got you.
But this is the whole point. She learned how to do business. To run a successful business, when we teach our business courses, in which we even have some businesses well in here, is we teach about marketing, how you do operations, how you do new products, and then how you run a financial dashboard.
Wow.
I'm teaching them that virtually so they can take that in that environment and do it in real life.
Okay, so I'm connecting some dots here. So it seems like as we get ourselves together financially, there's an added benefit. Certainly, we can teach our kids directly, but if we're adopting these habits, they're watching what we do, and then they're adopting those habits themselves.
Yes. Well, wait. Two things. So there's two benefits. Before I do that, is this.
Sure.
I don't mentor. I model. You see, what you do is when you model, you're showing people. When I teach real estate class, I'm like, no, walk into this home. Look, you need to qualify. And when I teach young adults about, or all adults about, or everybody about real estate, is I show them like, well, come in this property. You guys should buy this. There's a crack there's a floor over here. There's a crack over here on the ceiling. I say, hey, look, if you have the money, fix it. If you don't have the money, put a picture up until you got the money, but buy the house. Because you understand that people make a lot of mistakes by not doing it than by doing it. Those are little cosmetics things that can be fixed later. But hey, back to what you said about the benefits of it. So a person that takes this and does the 21-day challenge or does a financial fast, they benefit. That's one. Second, their family benefits because they're showing how to do it.
That's good.
I want to go into money-saving techniques in a minute. Okay, I'm going to give them money-saving techniques in a minute. Then this is the third benefit, Zoe, the church. You see, your unified body. It just says when you take communion, you do things together. It's the whole church goes. See, everyone is Zoe. Just to let you know, is either struggling and sinking, steady. Just so you got don't in the chat. You don't put in what you are. Steady, solid, surplus, service. So as an entire family, we're going to go up.
That's good.
As an entire church, we're going to go up.
That's good.
So then we all get that way. So then that way also we can help others. Everybody here, we'll ask them right now, if you could help other people solve certain things, you'd want to be able to do it. There are certain things that, because I own certain properties, that I can talk to people and give them an opportunity to rent from me. Because I tell them I can read a credit report and I'll tell you, hey, these are some things you want to fix. And then I'm going to give you an opportunity. Or there's a time when I rented to someone. I told them, hey, look, I'm going to charge you an extra month's deposit just based on, I'm going to charge you a little bit more for your credit. But I said, I'll give it back to you if you fix these things. Somebody else would have rejected them. You see, you can give someone an opportunity, but then also you can give someone an opportunity because you're put in a position to be able to do it.
I love that. And as you talk about that, it's making me think about people transitioning from being mere consumers to producers, or from beneficiaries to benefactors.
Right. Let's talk about that. Because remember, I used grace. Because one time, and then by the way, this is a true story. I was standing in my kitchen one day, and my daughter walked into the room and just asked me for $20. Just asked me, "Dad, can I have $20?" And my sons even were surprised that she just asked me for $20. So I turned to her and I said, Grace, what would it take for you to make $20? What would you sell? What would you do to do that? She said, I'd make bath bombs. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, we're going to go down. And then my wife went down the store and we spent $41.06. Notice how I knew that number. Then we did that and she made $125 selling the bath bombs. Then I explained to her, I said, I need $41 back at 6 cents. She said, why? And I said, so there's something called return on investment. We invested in you and we need that money back.
That's good.
And do other things. So then she understands that. You understand that? We're teaching her entrepreneur. So what happened there? Instead of giving her $20 and then she just spends it, she learns that she has to produce something in order to do that. When you read the Bible, the fifth word in the Bible is, in the beginning, God created. So that's how you create, is you use what God put in you, and then what you do is you're a good steward over it. And that's at any age.
That is fantastic. Well, if you can become a producer at 9, then really anybody can do this.
Right. So yes, that's right. Because eventually, when they're 18, they have to start making their own decision. Not their own decision, but then things are going to change. So what we want to do is prep people, but also for everybody. This is for anybody, regardless of your financial situation, your current financial situation, whether you're struggling, steady, solid, surplus, service. Whatever level you're at, you can always improve.
Do you have to be an entrepreneur to benefit from these?
Oh, principles? No, just no, and do it, and just doing things, because these are just practical, everyday things. And then also is day 2 of what we go over is we call it your mind. It's money, intelligence, need, discipline, MIND. So everyone has money, but we have to start utilizing it intelligently. Then we find out what your need is or what your goal is. And then we have a discipline effect. Remember, like what we said, what we're going to do. Like one of the things during the fast is, hey, everybody don't hang up on me. Everything is, we stop eating out. So what we do is we take the money that we spend eating out and we begin to save it in a prosperity pouch. And we begin to do it. So by the way, before I get into this, there are two types of people in the world. There are people who can cook, and then there are food handlers. So I was a food handler. You know, there's people that can just cook, and there's great cooks. That's not me. I'm a food handler. Matter of fact, when my wife was pregnant with the twins, I would figure out which restaurants I was going to do. But during the financial fast, I just want to let you know, the air fryer put me back in the game. The air fryer, man. Hey, hit me up in the chat. Air fryer put me in the game. So
I'm with you on that air fryer.
So I can take. No, I've been to restaurants where stuff is 30, 40, but stuff like this. I can bring it from frozen to done in less than 30 minutes. And then I put it on a plate, and then I take pictures of it, and then we keep those during the fast. Okay?
That's good.
Those are practical things that anybody can do regardless of their level. And then I just want to let you know I have the receipts. So when we do the financial fast, what we do is we take all the money that we would spend eating out, worshiping vending machines. You know how people worship vending machines, right? You put your money in, and then you bow down.
Wow.
So what we don't do is we don't do vending machines. And it's so funny. Remember my kids? I just do the whole shock thing with them. You know, and then, by the way, if you're under 40, you won't understand. But anyway, I do the Fred Sanford move on them. I do this, Elizabeth, I'm coming to her. They're like, buy a bag of chips for $5. You know what I mean? Like, I've been to, you recently went to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii on a vacation with my kids and everything. And, you know,
How you manage food in Hawaii?
Okay,
I mean,
I'm gonna tell you this.
okay.
No, I'm gonna tell you something. Then, by the way, these are all true stories. And
It's like 20% higher.
Oh no, it's not 20. It's like 50. It's way higher.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can bring 2 luggage and everything. My wife, I brought like 2. I was there 8 days. Hear me out to the end. I only brought a few days worth of clothes with me, like let's say 2 or 3 days. I brought a whole suitcase full of food. I brought everything with me. So we went and we visited. We went to the military. We went to Pearl Harbor, and then there was a whole line of people lined up to get there to after Pearl Harbor to go sit down and buy a bag of chips for $5.75 and to buy all those drinks. And I went and sat down at a table, and there was a line. And I started calling my kids over, and my wife already knew. They went to get in the line. I said, and I pull out a Ziploc. I have a backpack. Pull out a Ziploc bag, one with Funyuns on there. I said, Gracie, this one's yours. Alexander, your Doritos. Georgie, your Lay's. And I lay down their food, and I say, hey, everybody, this is what we're going to do. Same thing I say at amusement parks. I said, hey, we're going to get one treat today, but I got enough food for and doing it. Get back on the bus, we're driving, and then this is a little bit after COVID. We're on the bus, we're driving, and then Gracie was eating a bag of chips. A little girl walks up to her, and tries to put her hands in the bag. I say, hey, Gracie, just give it to her. Then my other son, Georgie, goes like this. Dad's got a whole backpack full of food. I said, man, don't put my business out on the street. Don't put my business out like that. So, hey, just real quick technique. There's something called discount. Then there's discount pricing, standard pricing, and premium pricing. Yes. My kids, we don't buy stuff inside of no airport. We don't buy nothing inside no SoFi. I got story after story about SoFi Stadium.
So you just don't eat at the
Oh, no, we bring food in. Just so you know that, and then also whenever I travel, as I travel around the country and everything like that, whenever I go to a hotel, there's also room. They drive you to a restaurant, not a restaurant. They drive you to a grocery store. I buy those groceries and bring them back. And whenever we go, we always go to Target somewhere and we get the food that we're going to have. Because I just don't like
You're right. I mean, it's like triple what you would normally pay.
That premium. So in doing it, because now inside of hotels, they have that where you can just go down there and buy a bar, a candy bar, buy stuff for like $5 and $6. So we don't do that. So that's back to the financial fast. We take the money and we save it. So I just like to just go over some results with you. So the last fast that I did, I saved,
you're not kidding about those receipts.
So this
you got more than receipts there.
Yeah, so this is $536.11. This is from the fast that we did corporately in September.
Wow.
These are all the receipts from all the places. This is 21 days of just not wasting money and then also doing this.
Mm.
So my question to you is, if you took this over 21 days, and number one, who couldn't use, say, $500 in doing this and the differences?
Mm.
So this is like going to restaurants, and I'm duplicating the meals. Like there's a sea bass meal that people make in Manhattan Beach.
Come on, sea
Yeah,
bass.
right, yeah. And it was $49, and I can make that at home for $8. So then I take the difference in that money and I put it in here. Then back to merch. I went out and we recently got this. This is called a prosperity pouch. So these are ones that we have as you start saving your money in. But then what happens is you start doing that over a year, because see, this $500, if I took this over a year, this would be over, 10 months is $5,000. So this is about $6,000 a year.
Wow. Now you're talking.
So look at how many subscriptions. There are gym membership. There's people. Now, if you have a gym membership and you go to the gym 3 times a week, go ahead and go. But there are people who have gym memberships they haven't gone to.
Right.
There's just different things, subscriptions that people have that they're not utilizing. I'm not going to go through your phone and all the apps and everything like this. But the average person knocks off at least $100 or $200.
You're right.
Gotcha. Then also, I'm not telling someone not to go there, because I'm, again, not giving stock recommendations. But Starbucks, you understand that, like, if people are going out and they're going to Starbucks every day and they're buying those drinks, you're taking 5 times 5 is $25. $25 times 4 is $100. 100 times 12 is $1,200.
Don't seem like that when you're just getting your latte in that moment, but you're right.
That's where these little things make a big difference. And all I'm saying is, I would rather take that $1,200 and buy the company stock.
$1,200.
Right.
Wow.
That, or just the whole thing. I got one more for you, and then also, people don't call the parent people on me. Remember, like yesterday, we go to Panda. My kids get all their spelling words right and everything like this. They pick the restaurant, Chick-fil-A, or they go to Panda.
Sure.
We're not doing Panda. We go to Panda, and I don't buy drinks. You know what I mean? Because they cost 2 cents.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, all that is ice and all that stuff.
You're right.
We're talking about
And the water they mix in there.
Yeah, right. So then they come in, because there's syrup. You look at the machine. Look at the machine. So what happens is, we at Panda, right? They have all those drinks sitting there. And again, Grace is always the one to ask. We load the food, the orange shake, all the stuff. They load up all the food. Then I'm standing in line, getting ready to pay, and twins draw a lot of attention.
Sure.
Noisy in there. They go, Daddy, can I get a drink? And I do the whole Fred Sanford. I look back and say, hey, we came in here to eat, not to drink.
You ever let them watch Sanford and Son?
They got me down. I say this. I go, hey, we came in here to eat, not to drink. If you want to drink, then put all the food back.
They're
good. Like, no, because we have it at home. I'm like,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
But see, my kids don't do that, so it's like it's not even really an option.
Yeah.
And back to generational. My dad was like that. Whenever you suggested something that was different than his, he always called it high. Like he said, why you got that high Cheerios when they got Tostios for $1.20? Whatever you suggested, why you pick that high? I pick Fred Sanford. So in doing it, but you see those things that you should pass down successful lifestyle habits than just spending it, because then what you said earlier, when inflation hits or people want to buy a home, they can do that, because you see these certain things. These are the things that we can save, and then we can do down payments and do homes. Because you see, like homes and stock. Because if you remember, and then again, I guess we don't have anything covered during the kids section, but I always encourage people to buy their kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, buy them stock in these things instead of the toys. And then, or if you have to do both, take a picture with the toy and then put the date up that you bought the stock. And then come back 5 years later and we'll see where we're at.
Wow. This can't be the last time we have a conversation like this. This is amazing. I hope you're catching some of this stuff and how amazing our month is going to be committing to this 21-day fast. And you have an opportunity to be a part of it. Pastor George, can you tell them a bit about like how easy it is to kind of sign up and connect with you on your website as we do it?
All right. All right, everybody, family. So we're doing a 21-day fast start. See, it's fast. So FAST stands for focus, act, sacrifice, and trust God. It's really simple. You go to my website, georgebthompson.com. Hopefully they'll put it in the chat for me. Also, it'll be on the screen, but also georgebthompson.com. You want to click on the Take the 21-Day Challenge. And by the way, it's $21. So, hey, you can't say it's $1 a day. So then also I'm going to show you how to build and create generational wealth God's way. So I'll walk you through it. And then what you'll be sent is actually I send you a gift. I send you an ebook for $21. You get a free ebook, but I'm sending you a video where you click on, after you get started, you get a video of me every day for 21 consecutive days sent to you. And then you can just watch that video, and then I'm going to walk you from whatever level you're at to the next level, 21 days.
Well, there you have it. We're in for an exciting month, a 21-day fast that will fast-track all of us to greater wealth, greater success, and a greater blessing to the kingdom of God and the world at large. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to all of us growing together.
Let's go, family.